The top story, the BJPs Viswajitrani, a contender for the Chief Minister's post, met with the Goa Governor today. It was a personal meeting, Mr. Rane told NDTV, adding that he is a disciplined soldier of the BJP. With 20 MLAs in its kitty, that's one short of the majority mark. The BJP has emerged as the single largest party. And while they are all set to form the government in the coastal state, the party has kept a suspense brewing over who the Chief Minister will be.
Well, big development that we're reporting from Goa amid suspense over who the next Goa Chief Minister is going to be. One of the chief ministerial contenders, Viswajitrani, has met the governor this evening. Viswajitrani meeting the Goa governor has raised several questions. BJP sources who we spoke with said they're unaware of this meeting. They don't know why this meeting took place. We checked and confirmed with Viswajitrani. He said yes, he has met the governor. However, he's clarified that this was a personal meeting, a courtesy visit, since the governor had visited Mr. Rane's constituency twice over the course of the last few days, and Mr. Rane was unavailable to meet with the governor at the time. He also said that he is a disciplined soldier of the BJP and therefore nothing more should be read into this meeting. The timing of the meeting, however, is extremely interesting. Even though the BJP has won 20 of the 40 seats and enlisted the support of 3 independents and 2 MLAs of the NGP, they're in a comfortable position to form the next government. They haven't staked claim to power yet, and the BJP legislature party hasn't yet elected Pramod Sawant to be the chief minister. So there is suspense over who the BJP is going to pick for the top job. Viswajitrani definitely is a contender, and him meeting the governor is indeed an interesting development.
And the Congress's top decision-making body, the Congress Working Committee, or the CWC, will be meeting at 4 p.m. on Sunday, 3 days after a huge defeat in the state polls. The committee is likely to advance the internal elections that are currently scheduled for September. But this, of course, amidst renewed questions about its leadership. The Congress faced a wipeout in the state election results that were declared on Thursday, losing Punjab, one of the last major states under its control, to the Aadmi party, and then failing to put up a strong fight in the 3 other states where it had hoped for a comeback: Uttarakhand, Goa and Manipur. In Uttar Pradesh, where the campaign was led by Priyanka Gandhi Vadra, the party chief Sonia Gandhi's daughter, the sister to the senior Congress leader Rahul Gandhi, the Congress got just 2 seats out of 403, a loss of 5 over the last polls. Meanwhile, having triumphed in Punjab, the Aadmi party is now setting its sights on conquering Himachal Pradesh, wasting no time to rest on its laurels. The AAP formally announced on Saturday its plans to contest the Himachal Assembly polls and to provide an alternative, as they put it, to the Aadmi, who is, quote, fed up with both the BJP and the Congress. Assembly elections in Himachal Pradesh are to be held at the end of this year. Himachal Pradesh is adjacent to Punjab.
मुझे पूर्ण विश्वास है कि आने वाले विधानसभा इलेक्शन के अंदर आम आदमी पार्टी हिमाचल के अंदर अपनी सरकार बनाएगी और एक हिमाचल के अंदर जो काम होने चाहिए थे उन कामों को आगे बढ़ाया जाएगा। तो इस बार तीसरे डॉक्टर आम आदमी पार्टी को सामने आएगी और मैं मानता हूं कि इस बार अरविंद केजरीवाल जी ने जो देश के अंदर दिल्ली के द्वारा अपना एक नया विजन दिया है वो हम हिमाचल में भी लागू करेंगे। आज मैंने यहाँ पे आगे डिक्लेयर किया है कि आम आदमी पार्टी पूरी फोर्स के साथ, पूरी ताकत के साथ, पहले पंजाब था, पंजाब के बाद हिमाचल की बारी है। अब हिमाचल की बारी है, हम क्लियर कर रहे हैं, इलेक्शन लड़ेंगे।
And the big story that affects all of us, the Employees Provident Fund interest rate for the year 2021-22 has been slashed. It's been slashed from the existing 8.5% to 8.1%. This is the lowest rate since 1977-1978, when it was 8%. There are around 5 crore subscribers of the Employees Provident Fund organization, the EPFO. The decision was taken during the meeting of the EPFO Central Board of Trustees in Guwahati.
हमारे EPF पे 8.10% ब्याज दर अनुमानित आय और अनुमानित आय के मुकाबले के लिए हमने रिकमेंडेशन करी, और मुझे ये बताते हुए खुशी है कि इतना करने के बाद भी हमारा जो सरप्लस होगा, हमारा सरप्लस 450 करोड़ रुपया होगा, जो हमारा सेंट्रल बोर्ड ऑफ ट्रस्ट है EPF का, वो ये जो सिफारिश हमने करी है, हमारी सिफारिश करने के पीछे आधार यह है कि ट्रस्ट का पैसा सुरक्षित रहे, पर्याप्त सुरक्षा के साथ उच्च रिटर्न को संतुलित करते हुए विवेकपूर्ण निवेश के विकल्पों की तलाश करी जाएगी.
And a devastating fire broke out in a Jhuggi colony in East Delhi's Gokulpuri in the middle of the night on Friday night. 7 people died, 5 of them from a single family.
A devastated Munni, fevered from grief and unable to stand. She has lost 2 sons, her daughter, her pregnant daughter-in-law and a 10-year-old grandson she lovingly called Shehenshah.
अब मेरा लड़का भाग नहीं पाया. मैंने झुग्गी में ढूंढा अपनी, मेरे बच्चे नहीं मिले. मैं जाना कि मेरे बच्चे चले गए और मेरे बच्चे पहले जल के खाक हो गए थे. उसी के चक्कर में मेरा ये हाथ जल गया. अब बच्चे भैया मेरे फूंक देने के 5 हमारे 5 चले गए गुड़िया. अब ये बताओ हम कैसे जिएंगे.
Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal visited the site and announced compensation for the aggrieved kin.
जिन लोगों की मौत हुई है, जिन बड़े लोगों की हर मौत पे 10-10 लाख रुपए, हर बच्चे की मौत पे 5-5 लाख रुपए और जिनकी झुग्गियां जली है, हर झुग्गी जलने वाले को 25-25 हजार रुपए मुआवजा दिया जाएगा.
Over 60 Jhuggis burned down, leaving as many families with nothing. They say the compensation is not enough. Shamkali's daughters, Aarti and Barkha, are engaged to be married soon. Their father, a chain maker, had painstakingly collected gifts for their dowry, all of which has now burned down. Many residents said a fire had broken out in March last year too, but no action had been taken.
चलो आज यहाँ से बच गए, किसी फुटपाल में सो जाए 25 में होगा कि हमारे बहन भाई को कुछ हो जाएगा तो हमें कोई पूरा करेगा.
Across the country, many families who live in jhuggis like this are extremely vulnerable to such tragedies. Some get compensation, many don't. But until their safe housing is taken up as a policy issue, their conditions will not change. With Prem Singh, Meher Pandey for NDTV.
And now a CRPF Jawan who was on leave at home was killed by terrorists in the Shopian district of Jammu and Kashmir. Mukhtar Ahmed, an off-duty CRPF personnel, was fired upon by terrorists. He was critically injured and died in hospital. This is the 4th attack by terrorists in the last 3 days. Earlier, 2 sarpanchs, one in Srinagar, the other one in Kudgam, was shot dead. Today, a sarpanch, that is on Saturday, a sarpanch was also attacked, but he escaped unhurt. An update of the news coming out of Ukraine. Russian forces have moved closer to capital Kiev and pounded civilian areas in other Ukrainian cities, drawing a flurry of warnings of potential war crimes. Ukrainian presidential advisor has called Kiev a city under siege, and Russian forces have made advancements in South Ukraine's Melitopol and have reportedly captured the city's mayor, says Ukraine.
Вчора окупанти захопили в полон мера Мелітополя. Громада міста вимагає звільнення його. І це дуже важливо. Я вдячний кожному мелітопольцю за цей спротив, за цю позицію. Окупанти повинні бачити, що вони чужі на нашій землі, на всій нашій землі України. І ніколи не будуть прийняті. Впродовж ночі і сьогодні постійно говоримо з партнерами про цю ситуацію з нашим міським головою. Вимога проста – негайно звільнити його з полону.
The latest situation, Kyiv actually not under the siege already, but the enemy going closer and closer, but because still Kyiv is the main target of Moscow regime, of Kremlin regime. So in Melitopol right now is the most horrible situation right now with the mayor, because they captured him, They are torturing him, but he's resisting. He's still resisting, and he's still alive. In Mariupol, the situation is getting worse every day, because during the 13 days, this city is under the siege of the enemy. Today we succeed with the humanitarian corridor, with the green corridor from Irpin and Bucha to the western Ukraine, and nobody was died or just injured or anything like that. But we arranged also a humanitarian corridor and green corridor from Zaporizhzhia city, and there was a really horrible situation, because the tanks were just smashing the cars with the families, with the kids, and nobody unfortunately has survived.